Hey everyone, happy hump day. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. So I just wanted to share some of the market info I've come across recently and market related information such as like geopolitical issues. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. So I know I keep talking about this stuff, but it is pretty important. I don't know if you've been watching the news, the whole Chinese and Taiwan issue, where China is basically threatening Taiwan with the potential use of force to invade Taiwan if necessary, because again, China keeps claiming that Taiwan belongs to them. So other than like like news articles online and stuff like that, I've like looked into this a little bit and I found this interesting. So, for example, a report states that during the Beijing Olympics, President Xi Jinping and Putin met, right? And a report states that President Xi Jinping told Putin not to invade Ukraine until the Beijing Olympics concluded, which was on February 20th. The next day, on February 21st, was when Russia began their special operation, which is just, in other words, invasion of Ukraine. So with that being said, it kind of gives you the idea that there might be a potential alliance going on right there. Um, so yeah, so Taiwan has been basically now saying that if China comes within a certain range, they will enact their right to defend themselves. Um, so Taiwan said on Wednesday it would exercise its right to self-defense and counterattack if Chinese armed forces enter its territory. Basically, every other day, China is flying their drones into the island, and I don't know exactly what they're doing, probably surveillance or something like that. But Taiwan authorities are basically firing warning shots at Chinese drones, and this happened as recent as yesterday, and I believe today as well. So why is this important? I mean, you can imagine the consequences of something happening, even if just by error, or if this is already planned, potentially China using whatever excuse they want to use to initiate some sort of invasion. The scary part is whether the US will be involved, because as of now, that's unknown. And on top of that, China has basically the first attack. They have that advantage where they can basically decide what to do. Like I said before, they can either basically go straight and D-Day style invade Taiwan, kind of like a Pearl Harbor type of situation, or attack the US first before attacking Taiwan, which would then mean World War III. So how China would attack the US first, it would be their priority would be basically to eliminate the United States Navy and bases around the West Pacific, which are in Japan, South Korea, Guam, and potentially Diego Garcia US bases. The likelihood, it seems that it's increasing day by day. And if you think about it, we, in my opinion, currently have a weak administration and a weak leader. So if China were to attempt something like this, when would be the better time, right? So why is this important? I mean, it's potentially world war, right? That'll be catastrophic for everything. And although the least of your worries would probably be finances, um, the economy is going to basically get hit pretty hard by this. And potentially it would be some kind of like hyperinflation scenario where the prices of every commodity are going to explode. I mean, if you look at the market right now, like things such as coal and metal, which was recently not doing so well or starting to bounce back. So basically, this would potentially be, a much more inflationary situation, which eventually might lead to a depression or some crazy thing like that. So, for example, if China were to invade Taiwan, they can block the Suez Canal, which is open to shipping, maritime, transportation of goods, etc. So that would cause, inflation. That would be an inflationary scenario, and we already, as a global economy, we're dealing with record inflation. Look at Europe. Look at the United States. Go to look at South American countries. They're suffering with some pretty brutal inflation right now. So yeah, they would potentially block the Suez Canal, and investing in China right now specifically has become a lot more riskier because typically every other country other than the US, when they enter war, they close their markets. You cannot, if you own securities, or if you own whatever you own, you have a retirement account or whatever, you would not be able to sell those securities, and you would not be able to get your money out because the markets would be closed. As for example, you can see that the Russian markets, not only they're obliterated because of the sanctions, but they're closed. If you own Russian equities, you cannot get out until the end of the war and they reopen their markets. So, I mean, along with just like the economy being in a bad shape, this adds additional stress to it, which is crazy. And yeah, so to transition to something else here, that this is just from what I've been seeing, the likelihood of an invasion is growing day by day, and now you have the US sending weapons to Taiwan additionally to that. So yeah, just to kind of like run by and see what the market is doing. So we got the Dow Jones here, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, Russell 2000, small caps. This is basically a picture of the US economy right here in 4 different charts. Like I was pretty like confident that this rally was full on BS. Like, this is not a market you want to be in. Is up. I mean, yeah, you would want to be in this rally here ideally, but hey, I mean, it's if you're into trading, it's a great market, right? However, if you're a long-term investor, this market is brutal for your retirement account, and majority of investors are long-term investors, right? So this is not a normal market. Up 22% in a month. Sometimes the S&P doesn't do that in a year. That would be an amazing year for the S&P 500 if it were to go up by 20% in a year. This thing is going up by 20% in a month, and then suddenly, just dumping shortly thereon after. As of now, I mean, since like, I don't know, what is this, August 27th, the indexes are down 10%. So up 20%, down 10%. And in my personal opinion, this thing has a long way of potentially going down to just where the March 2020 lows were. So Yeah, this is a dangerous market for your pension, 401k, etc. Pensions are not safe because pensions typically invest in real estate, stock bonds, and they do at times invest in securities, gold related securities as a hedge for inflation. So I'm just like kind of bringing this to your attention because I think you should be aware of what is going on in the market, and the volatility that is currently in the market is unlike um we have seen in a while. I mean, like you can see right here, up 20% in a month, down 10% in like freaking 5 days. That is not a normal market, I would say. So yeah, let me kind of run one more last thing by you. So let me see, what is it? And so because a lot of people say, oh, it's not, it doesn't matter. Market goes up, it goes down, right? It goes up, it goes down. Yeah, that's true for certain portion of time, right? But let me show you how that is BS. That however they say it, oh, it's the time in the market, not timing the market. Let me change your perspective on that. For example, the Nikkei, which is the Japanese index, which is basically the Japanese economy. Had you purchased that, had you invested in it in 1989, you would have not yet broken even. What is that, like 33 years later, you would have not broken even yet. So just to give you a perspective of what can occur and people are not aware of. So I would be careful with if I had a retirement account, and I would potentially look at hedging it and protecting myself, because I believe things are going to get pretty ugly. And again, Federal Reserve has recently announced that they're going to continue rising rates. And I don't know if you look at the US nominal debt, but is at $30 trillion, and at a time where they're rising rates because they're trying to potentially have some wiggle room when some sort of crisis occurs to be able to then drop rates. They can't drop rates from zero. With all that being said, I want to kind of leave you with, I like collecting quotes, and I would like to leave you with a quote. If I am walking along a railroad track and I see a train coming toward me at 60 miles an hour, do I keep on walking on the track? Friend, I sidestep. And I do not even pat myself on the back for being so wise and prudent. So with that being said, that's Market quote basically saying, if you think, you know, you're in the wrong side of the market at the current time, you know, just find a way to protect yourself. So yeah, thank you for watching it this far. And if you have any questions or if anything, hit me up and let me know what you guys think. I'm just sharing the information that I'm coming across, and if it's of any value to you guys, let me know. Thank you, and have a great Wednesday.